BlackRock CEO drops ESG term after blowback. So are they dropping ESG investing? No, they're just dropping the ESG term. They're still going to do it. They're just not going to call it ESG. Now, on Sunday, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink revealed at the Aspen Ideas Festival that he had abandoned the term ESG, environmental social governance, because they have been highly politicized and even weaponized, and he is ashamed to be part of the debate, according to Axios. So what are they going to call it now? Are they just going to call it being a decent person? No, they're just rebranding it. So Fink acknowledged that at the event that Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' decision to yank $2 billion in assets hurt his firm. Governor DeSantis pulled state assets managed by the world's largest money manager in late current year -1 over woke capitalist policies. Lawmakers from red states have called out BlackRock for his toxic woke capitalist push into corporate America. Besides Florida, states like Louisiana, South Carolina, Utah, Arkansas, West Virginia, Missouri, and Texas have withdrawn funds from the ass man. Good call. Although I'm sure California is just going to add more. Yeah, he wasn't ashamed that he was pushing it. Yeah, he was only ashamed that he got caught. He's ashamed because it became there was a negative connotation that got associated with it. That's why he was ashamed. Recall Fink was very nervous earlier this year over the demonization of ESG. Well, of course he was. He bet his whole company on it. So last month, 17 Republican state attorneys filed a motion to the Federal Energy Regulation Commission to dispute whether BlackRock could purchase more than 10 million voting stake in utility companies. These elitists are trying to impose restrictions on energy companies and the utilities that would never win approval at the ballot box. Their schemes could raise utility bills for regular Americans. That's the plan. Or just drive you back to like the fucking Stone Age. Yeah, that's what they want. Now, including elderly Hoosiers on fixed incomes, and they could diminish the value of their investment accounts. Yeah. So when you start relying on investors to make your money instead of customers, in the short term, that might work. In the long term, it's going to destroy you. So Fink 70 said he was ashamed of being part of this conversation, adding, when I write these investment letters, it was never meant to be a political statement. They were written to identify long-term issues with our long-term investors. Yeah, sure. Once you started considering more than the potential profitability of a company when in your investment decisions, it was a dumpster fire. Of course, that's nonsense. Fink has been at the center of pushing climate change politics, and he has even said his company would force behaviors on corporate America. Yeah, that was fairly recently, wasn't it? Where he flat out admitted he was trying to force people's behaviors and changes. So Axios said at the event, when pressed on the statement later in the conversation, Fink backtracked. I never said I was ashamed, he said incorrectly. I'm not ashamed. I do believe in conscientious capitalism. I'm not going to use the word ESG because it's been misused by the far left and the far right, he said. Oh, okay. So he's literally admitting all they're going to do is stop using the term. They're still going to do everything the term implies. They're just going to stop calling it that. Now, Fink isn't ashamed of ESG. He's furious the scheme to ram woke capitalism down corporations through voting proxies has hit a serious snag and generated serious blowback from lawmakers and average Americans. Here are some of BlackRock's top holdings. Oh my God, Royal Bank of Canada, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. Ooh. Now, Alphabet, Tesla, Nestle. Billionaire will always champion ESG. It'll just be rebranded under a different name. Yeah, guys, just remember that. And so the ESG rebranding to conscientious capitalism is underway. Pat yourselves on the back for making some progress. Yeah, P.S. Larry Fink hates this attention, so keep it on him. I agree. Do not let them get away with this. Don't let them like stealth rebrand it. They're not going to call it ESG, like I said, the conscientious capitalism. Maybe it used to be called activist investing. Whatever you want to call it, it's still ESG. That's here to stay. Well, it's not going to stay if we bankrupt these companies. Eventually, the money runs out because when there are no customers, eventually you run out of greater fools to throw the hot potato to. And someone gets stuck holding it.